All right, hey guys. So today is Christmas Eve, tomorrow is Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you out there. But I thought it'd be a good idea to go through the Steam Winter Sale and just pick out some good deals, some good games, some games that you might be interested in, because I know a lot of you out there are probably going to get quite a bit of money for Christmas, and you may be looking at the Steam store, wondering what to get, and since there's so much junk on Steam, you may have no idea what's good, what's not good, and yeah, but this will just be my personal taste, so your taste in games may be wildly different from my own. But to start out with, I think I already mentioned this in my previous video, but Tomb Raider 2013 is currently $3, which is an amazing deal in my opinion. I think everyone should pick this game up. If your computer can run it, you should pick it up because this game is a fantastic third-person adventure game. If you're a fan of Uncharted or if you like the other Tomb Raider games, you will absolutely love this one. I honestly think this Tomb Raider game is better than Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is the newer one, and it has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so $3, you really can't go wrong with picking up Tomb Raider. Next on the list, Black Mesa. This is a Half-Life 1 remake. It's not finished yet, it's still in early access. The last 4 missions are not in the game quite yet, but it's currently $5 and you get at least 8 hours worth of content. So definitely worthwhile. If you've never played Half-Life before, if you've never played Half-Life 2, this is a great place to start. This is basically Half-Life 1, but with better graphics, and yeah, just fantastic, and the developers keep adding new things to make it look better and better. While I'm here, I might as well go over the Valve collection. They have a couple different collections. I guess I'll start with Half-Life. If you plan on getting Black Mesa, I encourage you guys to pick up Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2. Half-Life 2 is currently at $1. You can pick up the orange box, which includes everything, for $2. That's a huge discount right there. If you guys don't already own these games here, I encourage you guys to pick up the orange box. You get Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Episode 2 and Portal, all for $2, which is fantastic. Otherwise, you can buy them separately. Episode 1 and Episode 2 are 79 cents each. They're basically full games, like full standalone games. I think the episodes are like 5 hours each, 5 to 6 hours, and then Half-Life 2 is like 8 to 10 hours, if I remember correctly. It might be a little bit more than that, but even today, I encourage everyone to play Half-Life 2. It's a fantastic game. I actually played them all last year for the first time, and I had an absolute blast with them. Besides that, you can get the Valve Complete Bundle, which is $16. I would encourage you guys to pick up Portal 2, which I think is $2 on the store right now. Yep, Portal 2 for $2. That's an absolute steal. If you guys have not played Portal 2, I encourage you guys pick it up. It's $2, and if you have a friend to play with, there's a full co-op campaign that is just as fun as the main campaign. So you can play that with a friend and have an absolute blast. Really enjoyed playing that with the Mighty Gazelle last year, I believe, or was it earlier this year? I don't really remember. So moving on away from well, actually, Left 4 Dead is another game. $2 for Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Most of you probably already know what Left 4 Dead is. I think you can get both of them for a discount. Yeah, you can get both of them for $3. So you might as well just pick up both of them for get a dollar discount. But Left 4 Dead is a super fun game to play with friends. It's a zombie survival game. So yeah, Left 4 Dead, pretty awesome. Next game on the list, let's see, Metro Bundle, or Metro Last Light and Metro 2033 Redux. You can get both of them for $7.50, which is absolutely fantastic in the Metro Redux bundle. So I encourage you guys to pick up this one. If you guys have never played Metro, it is pretty awesome. It's a first-person shooter that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. There's a bunch of mutated creatures, and I think it takes place in Russia. There's a lot of Russians, but it's awesome. It is very atmospheric. The graphics are fantastic. You really need a good computer to play it on max settings, but if you have a good computer, this game is phenomenal, at least in my opinion. And try to play through the entire game. There's also a bunch of extra content. It doesn't really tell you here, but they added all the DLC included with it, and there's probably an additional 4 hours of DLC. So you get a ton of content, and it is just a super enjoyable game. So that's that. This video is going to be all over the place. I have AAA games, indie games. It's just a huge variety. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as I can, but this video will be quite long. South Park: The Fractured But Whole is 50% off. This game just came out. Came out in October, so 2 months ago, and it's already 50% off, so that's pretty awesome. $30 if you're a fan of South Park, or if you liked The Stick of Truth. I encourage you guys to pick up The Fractured But Whole. I'm probably going to buy this game. Usually I don't purchase games for this much. $30 is quite expensive, but I'm a big fan of South Park, and I think this game would be pretty hilarious to play through. Next, let's see, the Talos Principle is like $8. This is a puzzle game that has super high reviews. If you're a fan of Portal, or if you like puzzle games in general, you're probably going to love the Talos Principle. I heard really good things about it. I haven't played it, but it looks fantastic. And from what I've seen, the puzzles look very, very amusing and very challenging at the same time. So there's that. While I'm here, let me see, how much is the Stanley Parable? Stanley Parable is $3.75. If you haven't played the Stanley Parable, I encourage everyone to buy it. It is hilarious. I can't really describe what it is. You'll just have to watch through the trailer and see for yourself. It is pretty ridiculous, but at the same time, it is awesome. It's one of those games where there's like multiple doors and multiple pathways, and there's like so many different endings, and there's a really funny narrator, so pick up the Stanley Parable if you haven't played it before. There's a new game that came out very recently called Super Flight. It's currently on sale, 50% off for $1.50. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews. It just came out last month. But this is like a super chill, like relaxing game where you just like fly through the air and you earn points if you fly close to mountains and such. But it looks pretty awesome. I'm probably gonna have to make a video about this in the near future just because it's such a relaxing and chill game. It's very cheap, so if you're looking for just a nice chill little indie game, Super Flight might be right up your alley. Next, if you're a fan of the Lego games, all Lego games are on sale. The biggest sale is for Lego Lord of the Rings. You can pick it up for $4. Normally they go on sale for $5, so $4 is quite nice, 80% off. So if you're looking for a Lego game to play, Lego Lord of the Rings is probably pretty fun. Very positive reviews, as you can see. Next, let me see. I put like a bunch of random games on here. Stories, The Path of Destinies. This game looked good. I have no idea what it's about, but apparently it's like an action adventure RPG. The graphics look great though.
Every time he died,
and it's only $1.50. That's one of the reasons why I put it on this list, just because it looks fun, and $1.50, you really can't go wrong with that. And that reminds me, there's another game that I forgot to put on here. There's a game called Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's $3. I thought it'd be a little bit less than that. It's still 80% off. This game is amazing, okay? It's only a couple hours long, but the storytelling and the atmosphere are incredible. It's such an emotional journey. You do need a controller to play it properly, but it is awesome. I absolutely loved Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's one of those games that I would encourage everyone to play. I think everyone would like it. It's just one of those, like, it's amazing. Okay, so there's Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Let me just check a couple other games. Grim Dawn is $7.50. That's a good action RPG. Kind of expensive though. Going forward, Rogue Legacy is $3. It's gone on sale for $3 quite a few times, but this is the first roguelike game that I truly enjoyed. Basically, you're going through this castle and you're defeating various bosses, and you have this like lineage of family, and every time you die, you get a new character with new abilities, new weapons, and so forth. And it is super fun, super freaking challenging. There's some very, very difficult bosses, but the more you play, the better, like the more skills you get, and the better you'll, or like the further you'll be able to get, and eventually you'll be able to beat the game. There's all these different perks that you can unlock, and you get to keep the perks. So yeah, it's just a really, really fun like 2D action game that's a roguelike, and it's just so much fun in my opinion. Next on the list, Deus Ex. All the Deus Ex games are on sale. The collection is probably the best thing to pick up if you don't already own any of the Deus Ex games. So you can get all the games for $14. Otherwise, you can get the newest Deus Ex game, Mankind Divided, right here for $9, or you can get Human Revolution for $3. I really encourage everyone to pick up Human Revolution. That's the one I played. I haven't played the others, but Human Revolution, in my opinion, was really good, and $3, it's an absolute steal. Great graphics, great gameplay, it's super fun, so yeah, there's that. So Mankind Divided is the newest one, so you might want to pick up the newest one for $9. But it's really like up to your budget. If you don't have a lot to spend, then just pick up the last one. There's really, like, in my opinion, sometimes the older games are better than the newer games. And you can really, like, you can start to notice that if you just look at the reviews for certain games. For example, Mafia 3 has pretty low reviews. $16, it's a pretty good deal, but it has mixed reviews, so I'm kind of on the fence about this. But Mafia 2 was amazing. If you're a fan of, like, Grand Theft Auto, Mafia 2... open world, you get to drive vehicles around, very similar to like older Grand Theft Auto games, but really good story, really good gameplay. Loved Mafia 2. And while we're on like open world games, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is on sale, $24. If you haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5, pick it up. It's definitely worth it. Can't go wrong with that. I think Grand Theft Auto 4 would probably be on sale as well. Also another great game. All the Grand Theft Auto games I think are on sale, so Grand Theft Auto IV, $6. So yeah, if you guys haven't played Grand Theft Auto, I don't know where you've been all these years, but Grand Theft Auto 5, definitely worth a purchase. Grand Theft Auto 4 is really good as well, at least in my opinion. Moving forward, let's see. Saints Row. Saints Row 4 is $3.75. Super ridiculously cheap price. You can get the Game of the Century edition for a little bit more. For $5 you can get all the DLC, and as you can see there's a ton of DLC available. You get a bunch of different like outfits and weapons and such, but yeah, this game is super wacky. It's super fun though. It's kind of all over the place, but yeah, for $3 you can't go wrong with that. And there's other Saints Row games. You can get the franchise pack, you can get the other games for really cheap as well. Moving forward, let's see, where are we? Just Cause 3 is on sale for $7.50. That is a great deal. I'm pretty sure I picked this up during the summer sale for like $15. So for $7.50, it's worth it. I would encourage you guys to pick up the XL edition. These expansions actually provide a lot of content and a lot of very, very useful gadgets and weapons and stuff. So if you can afford it, pay a couple dollars extra and get the XL edition for the DLC. The DLC is actually pretty fun and very amusing. You also get this like thruster on your like jetpack. You get like a jetpack, or you can like pretty much fly forever, and you can fly like anywhere, like super far up in the air as well. So yeah, Just Cause 3, amazing game. Played it earlier this year, did a full let's play on it. Really, really fun game. Moving forward, Dishonored. Dishonored, the first one is $2.50. Just amazing sale. A lot of people really praise Dishonored. Great graphics, great gameplay. It's a stealth game. Super fun. There's multiple different ways to complete the missions. Overwhelmingly positive. So pick up the first Dishonored if you haven't played it before. Otherwise, you can pick up the other ones, but they're kind of expensive. So it's up to you. Next on the list, BioShock. I would encourage you guys to pick, if you guys haven't played BioShock before, play BioShock Infinite. That was my favorite. I don't know about you guys, but BioShock Infinite was fantastic. Great story, great atmosphere, great gameplay. Like everything about this game was just super fun. And again, overwhelmingly positive reviews. If you want to spend a couple dollars extra, you can get the season pass, which includes some great expansions. I love the season pass for BioShock Infinite. Some truly amazing content with the season pass. And also, if you want to spend like a couple more dollars, you can buy the collection. So you can get BioShock 1, 2, Infinite, and all the DLC for $20. I guess next on the list, I'll just go through Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is $15. If you haven't played Fallout 4, $15 is an absolute steal. This game has like over 100 hours worth of content. It's amazing. It's such a great game. It's one of those games you can just get lost in, and it sucks you in, and you start playing, and then you just can't stop. Very similar to the Elder Scrolls series in that regard. All Bethesda games are pretty amazing. So yeah, $15, worth it. You can get the season pass for another $15. I would like hold out on the season pass. Otherwise, there's another, I think there's another package. Oh yeah, the Game of the Year edition. Okay, let's see. The season pass is actually $25. If you want to, you can get the season pass and Fallout 4 for $30, which is a pretty hefty discount, I think. 15. Yeah, you're saving $10 if you buy this, if you want the DLC. So you might consider buying the Game of the Year edition if you want the DLC as well. So that's great. there's so many games to go through. Like, this is why I have trouble making videos like this, because I can't just make like top 10 sales. I just can't do it, because these are all just opinions, and having like a top 10 just doesn't fit like with my like huge variety of genres that I like. So I'm just gonna keep going through, and you guys can just keep listening and see if something pops up that you enjoy. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is on sale, $20 for the base game and $20 for the Game of the Year edition. So you can get the expansions, which includes Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, including the base game, for $20, which is amazing. That's probably another 100 hours worth of content, or probably even more than that. As you know, The Witcher 3 won Game of the Year last year, and yeah, everyone just says it's amazing, overwhelmingly positive, so much content. It's challenging, the bosses are really fun to fight, especially the first boss, fighting like the Griffin, I think it was. But yeah, it's a really good game, great story, great characters. Everything is great. So there's The Witcher 3. I'm sure most of you guys have already played through it. I guess we'll go to some lesser known games. These are games that I just think are like classics, like classic indie games. This is Spelunky. It's $1.50, 90% off. It's another roguelike. If you like platformers, if you like difficult platformers, you might really enjoy Spelunky. It's one of those very addictive games with a cute little art style. It's very, very hard, but once you get into it, you just keep playing and playing. You can play this game for hours and hours on end. Super Meat Boy is also $1.50, I believe. Another super challenging platformer. Very, very difficult. For some reason, there's not a trailer. That's surprising that they don't have a trailer on here. This game also has quite a bit of content, and it's super worthwhile, especially if you've never played like a difficult action platformer. This game is really hard, but it's really fun at the same time. I guess moving forward, Fez. I've never played Fez, but Fez is like another like puzzle game, but this game is super challenging. But if you're a fan of puzzle games, Fez has been like a cult classic for quite some time. Very, very positive reviews, and it's only $1. So if you want a really good puzzle game, Fez might be right up your alley. Moving forward, Resident Evil 4. Well, actually, the whole Resident Evil series is on sale, so you can pretty much pick up whatever one you want. They're all like less than $8, except for the new one. I would encourage you guys to pick up Resident Evil 4. If you guys have never played Resident Evil before, Resident Evil 4 is super fun. The controls are so hard to get used to at first. You'll hate the game for the first like hour. But once you get used to the controls, you'll see that the controls add another element to the game that makes it so much more intense and just challenging. And I just absolutely love this game. It's very, very, I don't know, it's fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a horror game, but it's not that scary. There's not very many jump scares or anything like that. But it is a lot of fun. So yeah, Resident Evil 4 is what I would recommend, and I recommend that one just because it's cheaper, and I think it's the better version of the series. You can get the others for super cheap as well. Moving forward from that, let's see. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is $10, I think. Yeah. So yeah, Xenoverse is $10 and Xenoverse 2 is $20. But for $10, you can get a lot of content from this game. I played through it. The campaign is pretty fun. It's a pretty difficult game to get through, but it's really enjoyable if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I like various anime and stuff. So moving forward, Transistor is $5. This game came out a couple of years ago, but overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's like a 2D, like, I guess you'd call it an action RPG, but it's a very visually appealing game, and it has a pretty good story as well. But yeah, it's quite nice. I think it's from the same people that made Bastion, so if you guys have played Bastion, you might really enjoy Transistor. There's puzzles involved as well, but there's a good one. Let's see. Rainbow Six Siege is on sale. It's $9. For the starter edition. Okay, so $9 for the starter edition, and you don't get the full roster of operators, and it's $24 for the full game. I guess it's not the greatest deal. I thought it'd be a little bit better. I didn't know it was just the starter edition, but I've heard really good things about Rainbow Six Siege. Moving on from that, let's see, One Finger Death Punch. If you guys haven't played this game and you're looking just for a simple but like a chill game, but just filled with action, check out One Finger Death Punch. It's a 2-button game, but it is so much fun, and there's so much content in this, especially just for $1. 80% off, $1, definitely worthwhile, overwhelmingly positive reviews. Almost everyone who plays this game really enjoys it. It's very enjoyable, and it starts to get really difficult the further you go, and you can pick up various weapons. It's like a stick figure brawler type deal. Going forward from that, XCOM Enemy Unknown. So XCOM 2 is out, but XCOM 2 is still like $20-something. Yeah, XCOM 2 is $20. If you can afford to get XCOM 2, I encourage you guys to pick up XCOM 2. Otherwise, there's a great deal for the first one, XCOM Enemy Unknown plus the DLC. Yeah, plus all the DLC for $10. So this is definitely worthwhile because so the first game will give you at least 20 hours of content. Enemy Within will give you another 10 hours. And this game is one of those like roguelike type experiences where it just sucks you in and you just can't stop playing. You'll play it for hours and hours and hours. But it's basically about aliens taking over the world and you have to like fight them off. But the interesting thing about this game is you like level up your characters, but if any of your characters dies, there's permadeath. So you have to be very careful about where you position your team, and the bosses are, I don't know, it's just a really fun game once you get into it. So if you're into like tactical RPGs or just tactical strategy games, XCOM Enemy Unknown is certainly worthwhile. Man, I have way too many games on this list. I haven't played this personally, but I heard from others that the Legend of Heroes series is really good. So if you're into JRPGs, you might want to pick up the Legend of Heroes Trials in the Sky. It's currently $10, 50% off, and it looks pretty awesome. I heard it's one of those games that like it takes a while for like the action to start up. So it might be kind of boring for the first like 5 to 10 hours, but once you get through that, the story really picks up and the game gets a lot more fun. So yeah, if you're a fan of JRPGs, you might want to try out Legend of Heroes Trials in the Sky. Kind of reminds me of the Ys series, which I really enjoyed, or Ys. It's another like action RPG, or JRPG I should say. Like this game, The Oath of Felghana, I really love this one. Very fast-paced action RPG. Also, I would encourage you guys, like just, you guys know me, but if you like Final Fantasy, and if you haven't played Final Fantasy X, you can pick up Final Fantasy X Remaster plus Final Fantasy X2 for $15. Absolute steal price. This game is amazing. I mean, I'm very nostalgic towards this game, but it has a fantastic soundtrack. The story is great if you manage to get through the entire game. The bosses are super challenging. I think the graphics hold up very well, even though this game came out like in it came out in like 2001, I believe, but they remastered the graphics a little bit, just upped the resolution basically. But there's 2 games included with this. The first game, Final Fantasy X, has about 40 to 60 hours worth of content, or more if you decide to do the extra content. And then Final Fantasy X2 is about 30 hours. So you get a lot of content here. If you like turn-based RPGs, I encourage you guys to pick up this one. This one's fantastic. Next on the list, I'm going through so many different genres, so some of you guys may be sort of confused, but American Truck Simulator is currently $5. That is a really good price considering the Euro Truck series doesn't really go on sale like too often. $5 is the biggest discount that's ever gone on sale before. But if you want a nice like semi-truck simulator type experience, this game is great. It sounds really weird just me saying that, but the Euro Truck and American Truck simulators are really chill and relaxing. You can like listen to music, or if you have 2 screens, you can like watch movies or videos while you're driving this truck across the US and delivering payloads, making money, upgrading your truck, and expanding your trucking empire. But it's a game that will suck up a lot of time. Next, Planet Coaster. Forgot to mention this earlier. This game is on sale for $11.24, which is amazing. This game is absolutely fantastic. Like, I can't say that enough. If you like Roller Coaster Tycoon, you will love Planet Coaster. If you ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon, buy Planet Coaster now. You will not go wrong with it. And even if you don't like building theme parks or building your own roller coasters, there is workshop support, so you can download other people's creations. And there's so much like custom content in the game. There is some amazing roller coasters. If you want to just check my channel and just search like Planet Coaster, you can see some of the creations that other people have made, and I'm sure by now people have made so much more. So this game is just filled with so much content. It's one of those games that just puts a smile on your face. It's very relaxing, very chill, and super fun. And I love riding all the rides in first person. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm just gonna go through some like other games that I just forgot to mention. Sleeping Dogs. If you guys have never heard of Sleeping Dogs, if you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto, or if you're a fan of any other open world game, Sleeping Dogs is basically the same thing. It takes place in Hong Kong, and this game has some great like melee combat, kind of like the Batman series. It takes more advantage of like the melee combat than the weapons, which is kind of cool. And this is the definitive edition, which means it has better graphics and probably has all the DLC included within. So $4.50 for the definitive edition. I think that's great. You guys can look up some more videos if you want to see more. But Sleeping Dogs is definitely one of my favorites in the open world genre. Soma is $6. $6, yep. Soma is a horror game. If you're a fan of like Dead Space, you might want to check out Soma. Soma is super atmospheric, or if you're a fan of Bioshock, it takes place like underwater, and there's like these crazy like creatures, and it's so freaking scary, and it's very interesting, and it has like 10 hours of content. Super enjoyable horror game. If you guys like the horror genre, I encourage you guys to pick up Soma. It's definitely worthwhile. Overwhelmingly positive reviews, as you can see here. Next, let's see. Shovel Knight. I played this on my channel quite recently. It doesn't have a big discount, and the reason why is because they keep adding new expansions to the game. But this game has like 20 hours plus of content, and I think they're adding more. They just keep adding more expansions to it. That's why it barely ever goes on sale, but it's $20 currently. Usually it's $25. But if you want like a good retro style action platformer, Shovel Knight is amazing. Has a fantastic soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is really what carries the game. Super fun gameplay, and overall, it's just a pretty awesome game. Moving forward from that, let's see. Man, I'm going through way too many games. Let's see here. I think Rocket League is on sale. I've never really been a fan of Rocket League just because I'm not a big fan of soccer or football. But it's a very skill-based game, and a lot of people really love it, especially if you play with friends. But you're basically playing with these little cars, and you try to knock the soccer ball into the goal. It's like 4-on-4, I believe. But yeah, Rocket League is definitely a good one. Moving forward from that, let's see. Dark Souls 3, I think, has a big discount, $15 for Dark Souls 3. So if you want a very difficult action RPG, you might enjoy Dark Souls 3. I haven't really played too much of Dark Souls. I really need to get into it, but I know a lot of people really love it. Prey is on sale for 20 bucks. This game came out in May and went from $60 down to $20. So that's a pretty hefty discount. So yeah, Prey is a horror game. You fight these little creatures. The interesting thing about this game is the creatures can morph into various props like chairs and such, so you don't really know where the creatures are, but you can kind of hear them if you have a good headset, and they can be kind of scary if they just jump out at you. If they're like hiding as a chair and then they jump out and try to get you. But Prey is definitely a great game. I think it was published by Bethesda. Civilization 5, I think, yeah, Civilization 5, the complete series. Let's see. The complete bundle is $12, or you can get the base game for $7.50. If you guys are fans of Civilization, or if you haven't played Civilization before, I encourage you guys to pick up Civilization 5. Civilization 6 is out, but it's a little bit expensive. I think you can get a lot more like content and a lot more like replayability from Civilization 5 at its current state, just because you can get all the expansions for a couple dollars extra. So yeah, Civilization 5, a great game if you're a fan of like strategy games, tactical strategy games. Moving forward from that, Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel are on sale. Borderlands 2 is $5. I think you can get the Game of the Year edition for $10. What is it? $8.75 for the Game of the Year edition, which includes all the DLC. And I highly encourage you guys to pick up the Game of the Year edition just because there's a lot of expansions and the DLC for these games are amazing. Also, the pre-sequel, a lot of people who loved like Borderlands 2 never got to play the pre-sequel, but the pre-sequel is really, really good. I would say it's one of the best games to play alone. If you don't have friends to play with, I encourage you guys to pick up the pre-sequel. I think it's far more enjoyable than Borderlands 2. It's less repetitive and more story focused. Also, the season pass is worthwhile. You get this Claptrap expansion. Where is it? Somewhere down here. Forgot what it was called. Yeah, Claptastic Voyage and Ultimate Vault Upgrade. I think it's this one. I'm not entirely sure though. But there's a full-on like Claptrap expansion, which was super fun and pretty hilarious at the same time, and it gave a lot of like extra content. I think like another 5 hours worth of content. But I love the pre-sequel. I actually like the pre-sequel more than the base game. But you can get the pre-sequel for $12, or you can get with the season pass for $17.50. Kind of expensive, but I still recommend it. I think Bayonetta was released on Steam not too long ago, but you can pick that up for $10. I haven't played Bayonetta, so I can't really say too much about it, but I think it's a very like over-the-top, very stylish action hack and slash game. So yeah, there's Bayonetta, $10. So if you want $10, or if you want Bayonetta on PC, it's $10. City Skylines. If you're a fan of city building games like SimCity, City Skylines is probably the best city building game around, probably the best game ever released as a city builder, and you can pick it up for $7.50, or you can pick up the deluxe edition for $10, or I think you can pick up the complete collection. New player bundle. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of different bundles here. A lot of expansions. You don't really need the expansions to play City Skylines, so just keep that in mind. I would encourage you guys just to pick up the base game for $7.50. Very, very addictive game, and it's such a joy just to watch your city grow and just to see the traffic get all congested, and it's pretty awesome. This game is pretty amazing. Next game, let's see. Watch Dogs 2 is on sale. $20. Came out late last year. 66% off, so 20 bucks for Watch Dogs 2. I don't really know a whole lot about Watch Dogs 2, but I can say I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 1. The first Watch Dogs was really fun in my opinion, but this game has very positive reviews, so I'm sure it's worthwhile. Moving on from that, I don't think I've mentioned Wolfenstein yet. You can get the new...
Snack plate's ready.
Okay. You can get the new Wolfenstein game for 50% off. This game came out 2 months ago, so 50% off already after just 2 months. That's a pretty crazy deal. Otherwise, you can get the older Wolfenstein games for an even bigger discount. There's a collection. Let's see, there's a bundle here. So you can get this bundle for $15, Wolfenstein the New Order and Wolfenstein the Old Blood for $15, so about $7.50 each. Otherwise, you can pick them up individually for $10 each. I played through the New Order, absolutely loved it. Fantastic game. If you're looking for a crazy action-packed first-person shooter, Wolfenstein is the game to go with. I know a lot of you guys like first-person shooters, so make sure you pick up Wolfenstein. Also, another like crazy over-the-top shooter, Doom. Doom has a fantastic campaign, and it's 50% off, $15. Definitely worthwhile, at least in my opinion. I loved playing through Doom. It's so hardcore, and you're just smashing through all sorts of demons. You feel like such a badass. So moving on from that, I'm just going to quickly mention this, but Metal Gear Solid 5 has a 20% off discount. It may not seem like much, but I think late last year this was like $40 and now it's $15.99. And this game has so much content. It's like an open world tactical stealth type game, but man, does this game have a lot of content. It is incredible. If you've never played a Metal Gear Solid game before, pick up Metal Gear Solid 5, give it a shot. You won't be sorry. That's all I have to say. It is very enjoyable. The graphics are great. Gameplay is amazing. The story is kind of all over the place, but I loved it. I absolutely loved that game. And that was the first Metal Gear Solid game I ever played, so that might be why. What Remains of Edith Finch is 35% off, so it's $12.99. I'm very tempted to pick this up. This game won a award at the Game Awards this year, and just judging from the trailer alone, it looks very enjoyable. If you guys are fans of like single player, very story driven games, adventure games, you might really enjoy What Remains of Edith Finch. It looks fantastic. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through that just because I don't know too much about it, but these review scores, man, 96, 97% positive, wow. Not done yet. So I'm just gonna mention like a couple others. I think Counter-Strike's on sale for $10, so if you haven't picked up like Global Offensive, might be a good time to pick up Counter-Strike. Moving forward from that, just some old games that just came to mind. Plants vs. Zombies is $2.50. If you've never played Plants vs. Zombies, the first one, like the original one, is super fun, super addictive, just a very, very enjoyable game overall. It's kind of like a tug-of-war style, like tower defense type game, but super fun game. Let's see. I don't know too much about this game, Whoopo. I think I got it from a Humble Monthly. But Whoopo, super fun looking game. Like, just looking from this trailer, it has overwhelmingly positive reviews, 97, 98% positive. And just looking at this trailer, like, just look at this. It's so cute looking. Like, look at these graphics. Like, just looking at this trailer alone, it just looks so charming. And I think it's on sale for like $4. So if you guys want like a super charming, chill little like 2D shooter, this might be right up your alley. Like, this might be something worthwhile. I'll have to play it. I haven't played this game, but it was 70% off and it just looks so cute. I'll have to get to it eventually. Just some other games, just some quick mentions. Trine 2 is $3. I've heard some really good things about Trine, 85% off. It's another like action platformer with some very, very good graphics. They put a lot of work into the background, and yeah, I heard a lot of people really love Trine. Killing Floor 2 is $15. So if you guys like 4-player like zombie survival type games, I would encourage you guys to pick up Killing Floor 2. They just had their Christmas event, so I think there's probably some sort of Krampus boss. I don't know. I haven't played Killing Floor 2 in quite a while, so they've probably added a lot of content since then. The Krampus lair.
He was second to none.
Oh, it looks awesome. But yeah, Killing Floor 2 is very, very addictive. It's one of those games that you play over and over again. The more you play, the better your stats, and you can play on harder difficulties, and you can unlock new stuff. So, what the? Snowman boss. All right, anyways, moving on from that. This is just a quick mention. It's not really the best sale, but the Solus Project is 50% off, which is $10. This is one of like the biggest, I don't know what I would say, like, I had no idea what this game was going into it, and then it just sucked me in. You basically like crash land on an alien planet, and it is so atmospheric and just so amazing. Like, just exploring this planet, and you find all these like mysteries, and the ending is just so shocking. It's a really, really good atmospheric game, and I think it has VR support. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it has VR support. So if you have a VR headset, this game would probably be even better. But one of the best like action survival, or I would say adventure survival games I've played in quite some time. There's not a whole lot of like combat. It's mostly just puzzles and like walking around exploring. But man, there's a lot to explore, and it gets pretty creepy at times. So yeah, I think that's about all. And for those of you who haven't watched my previous videos, I do encourage you guys to check out the Humble Monthly for this month. It includes The Long Dark, Quantum Break, Dawn of War 3, along with like 4 to 6 other Steam games that will release early next month. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the Humble Monthly. You can use my referral link in the description below to help me out if it's your first time subscribing. Helps me out a ton. But yeah, these 3 games, you get them automatically just for $12. You subscribe to the monthly, get these games automatically, and then at the beginning of next month, I think January 4th or January 5th, you'll get about 5 or 6 other random Steam games. You can see how it works below. I'm not going to go through it, but It's a very good deal, and you can see the previous month's monthlies just to see what other games were released in previous months. It's basically a loot crate of random Steam games, but you can cancel at any time. You can actually just subscribe and then cancel immediately, and you can pick up these 3 games, and then you will also unlock the other 5 or 6 other Steam games just for $12. So that's a great deal on itself. And I played through a little bit of Quantum Break, great game. I heard good things about The Long Dark as well, and Dawn of War 3. I didn't hear good things about it, but I'm eager to play it. I really like real-time strategy games. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Sorry that it was so long, but hopefully you got something out of it. And let me know in the comments below what you guys picked up during the Steam sale, and if I missed something that looked super good, too good to pass up, make sure you guys let others know in the comments below so that other people can see it and they can buy it before the sale ends. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.